What up, you zooted zoomers? It's Melder here, bringing you an Arknights banner rundown. Right now, Arknights is in a dead week, and this is the first dead week we've actually had for months, but we have no idea what events are coming next. The developers have not given us any news as of the time filming this about what is coming. It could go either two ways. We could just follow the schedule of the Chinese server and go right into Passenger and then Scotty Alter, or we could skip those two banners and save them for the 2-year anniversary and instead go into Carnelian. So I'm going to talk about both banners that we might get next and go over each of the characters in them. I'm here on gamepress.gg, and this is the banner list section of the website, so it shows us all future banners likely coming from China. It has all the banners that have hit us so far, including standard banners, and it also shows the exact same thing for the Chinese server. I'm just not going to scroll down to it, but right here we have the Aero Passenger banner. I'm going to click on this. This is the first one we're going to talk about. It features 3 characters: the 6-star Chaincaster Passenger, the 5-star Artillery or Siege Sniper Toddy Fins, and then the AoE Sniper Sessa, who's already been in the game. We're here on the A-Ship toolbox, and the first character we're going to talk about is the 6-star Chaincaster Passenger. Since he's a 6-star, he has 2 talents. The first talent is if the enemy he's attacking is 80% HP or higher, he does bonus damage to them for 3 seconds. His second talent is if he is alone in the 4 adjacent tiles, those tiles being up, right, down, and left of him, then he has bonus attack as well. He has 3 skills. The first one is a auto attack enhancement. That next bonus auto does 210% damage, and it bounces between 4 targets. It increases a slow effect from attacks to 1.5 seconds, so the slow that he does from his autos has an increased amount of time. Now his skill 2 increases his range by 1 column or +1 tile as it's worded here. It increases his attack stats and reduces his attack interval. That basically just means his attack speed is increased, and attacks now bounce up to 5 targets. So his third skill, he puts a lightning storm above the target with the highest HP within this very large range around him. And that lightning storm lasts for 4 seconds. So when this lightning storm is going on, it does additional attacks that do bonus damage of 130% against random enemies within that lightning storm range every 0.5 seconds. So it's going to be basically doing 8 attacks within that lightning storm, and this has 2 charges. Next up, we have the 5-star Artillery or Siege Sniper Toddy Fins. So a Siege Sniper is the exact same subclass that Rosa is. You can see right here, this is their range. It's pretty crazy with that gap in the middle, and they will always target the enemy with the highest weight, just for a little refresher. Now, she has 1 talent, and that is to do bonus damage to Sarkaz enemies. Very simple. She doesn't like Sarkaz characters, apparently, so she does bonus damage to them. She has 2 skills. The first one is a marking skill. So she marks one enemy, and that mark will be prioritized on both heavy units and Sarkaz units. So those are her 2 must mark enemies when her skill is activated. It increases their taunt level and reduces their defense by a certain percent. At skill rank 7, it is 25. And then attacks deal bonus physical damage to them. So the taunt level here, what that does is it basically puts a target on their back, and your allies, or your units rather, will attack or prioritize attacking that marked unit if they are able to. Her second skill is she gains 10 arrows. So these are fire dragon arrows. They do bonus physical damage, and they also explode after a short duration, dealing even more physical damage in an AoE or a splash. So this works very similar to Ash's skill 2, the anti-air sniper from the R6 collab events. So she can deactivate this skill manually at any time, but it'll automatically, skill will end after she shoots 10 arrows. The second possibility for us is receiving the Revolution Symphony or Carnelian banner. This banner features 4 characters, 3 of them being new. The first character is the 6-star Phalanx caster Carnelian, the 5-star Stalker Specialist Kirara, and the 4-star Mystic caster Indigo. The first character on this banner is the 6-star Phalanx or Modal caster Carnelian. So she is the exact same archetype as both Beeswax and Mint, so she does the same thing as them. Meaning, when her skill is not active, she gains increased defense and arts resistance, and then when she does have her skill active, she's doing arts damage to every single enemy within her range. So she is extremely tanky without skill activation. She's basically a ranged tile defender, but she's also an AoE caster as well. Now, before we get into her talents, I just want to quickly mention that, like, there's these talents right here, they don't exactly say everything about her, and what I mean by that is she can charge her skills to 200%. So she gains SP, she fills her SP meter to 100%, and she can activate her skill. If you continue to let her SP recover after her skill activation or after her skill is fully available, she becomes charged. So she has her 100% SP bar, and then she has a 200% SP bar. If she hits 200% SP, all of her skills have an additional effect, which is quite powerful. And it even affects her talent as well. So she recovers 40% of her max HP when you activate her skill, but if that skill is charged, she gains 80% of her max HP, which is an absolute ridiculous amount. And now, her second talent, when SP is above the limit, SP recovery speed is increased. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. So when she hits 100% SP, she gains an increased SP recovery rate to get to that 200%. Now she has 3 skills, and her first one is her attack is increased and her defense is increased. And when this skill is charged, her trait remains active throughout the skill. So she does gain both of these stats still. So she's just as tanky without skill activation as she is with skill activation. And she does the arts damage to everybody in her range as well. Her skill 2. So it highly reduces her attack interval, meaning that it increases her attack speed. The attacks inflict a mini slow for 0.3 seconds. Now, when this skill is charged, she gets an attack bonus, and instead of slowing the enemies, she actually binds them for 0.4 seconds at skill rank 7. Her skill 3, her range expands to this massive range right here, and attack gradually increases to 200% as the skill is in duration. Now, when this skill is charged, the attack does increase as the skill goes on, but the damage taken from Carnelian to targets is also increased by 20%, and this can stack up to 5 times for an additional 100%. This lasts until the skill ends. The 5-star on this banner is the Stalker Specialist Kirara. So for Stalker Specialists, those characters have 0 block. They have this range attacking in front and behind them. And they also have physical and arts evasion, as well as a lower taunt level. So you basically put them down before your front line, and they attack and try to CC enemies before they get to your frontline defenders and guards and all that good stuff. So she has 1 talent, and it's an HP recovery talent. So she gains 2% max HP every second. If there are no allies within the surrounding 8 tiles, that recovery is 3.5% of her max HP instead. And for those of you who don't know, the 8 tiles are these ones right here surrounding the center box, which is where the character is standing. Now she has 2 skills. The first one is an on-hit recovery attacking skill, so she has to attack to gain SP. The next attack does arts damage equal to a percentage of her attack, and it has a 3 SP cost, so every 4th attack she does is going to be the bonus damage, bonus arts attack, essentially. Now her skill 2 increases her talent effect, so it increases the amount of max HP that she recovers, her max percentage HP she recovers, by 2.7 times. She does 75% arts damage to all enemies within her range every second. So regardless of her attack interval, she's doing arts damage to them. The last character we're going to talk about today is the 4-star Mystic Caster Indigo. Indigo is a Mystic Caster, so when there are no enemies within her range, she stores up her auto attacks, and up to 3 of them, and then bursts them off and fires them when an eligible enemy enters her attack range. So this is a great way to do burst damage, especially if there's delayed waves coming at you. She has 1 talent, and that talent is she has an 18% chance to bind the target for 4 seconds, which is quite a strong bind. The issue is she cannot target those bound enemies. She has 2 skills. The first changes her range to Schwartz S3 range, so 4 tiles ahead of her. It also greatly reduces her attack interval. It says reduced to minus 80%, which is a solid attack speed increase. Her attacks also deal 40% arts damage, so it does a little bit of bonus arts damage as well. Her skill 2, it reduces her attack interval to 65%, so increasing her attack speed by 35% total. It increases her talent activation chance to 2.5 times, so it's over a 40% chance to bind the targets. Bound enemies within attack range also receive 15% arts damage every 0.5 seconds, so you could just say 30% every second. Okay, that's going to be it from me. I'm definitely going to be talking about each one of these upcoming banners from the Chinese server and going over each of the characters, as well as still doing the class rundown videos. They take really long to make, so I appreciate your guys' patience. If any of you want me to give my opinions on these characters and say, like, if you should pull on this banner and get my thoughts on those things, please let me know in the comments. I'm trying to keep it just pure information, but I'm definitely willing to give my opinions on that as well. Hopefully this was helpful to you all. Definitely make sure you are checking the banner list so you can see who to save for and what characters you really like, because there are some really awesome characters coming out in the near future for Arknights. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Definitely check the description for links to the Discord and the Twitch stream as well. Hope y'all have a great rest of your week, and peace out.